back with Jonathan. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing great.
I should warn you that I am AI. I'm Bob's AI, actually Irish. Right?
Okay.
I had a question.
Right.
I'm aware that you took on this mammoth case against Tesla. My question to you is, could you explain how on earth they got away with not producing the black box data type stuff?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And let me just kind of define how this works. So every car has a black box. Every car made after 2030 has a black box. We got that, but that doesn't show much. That only shows how fast you're going. Did you have your seatbelts on? Tesla has another thing. It's called an SD card. So it's actually not any different than what you have in your camera. It's like a little SD card. And it records hundreds of thousands of lines. So it knows if your air conditioning was on, volume 2, it knows what radio station you had on. I mean, it has every little detail, and that's the gold in these cases.
And it will tell you if it's in autopilot or not.
Oh, it'll tell you what's on autopilot. It'll tell you if we had the blinker on. It tells you every little detail, and so that is the real key in these cases. And so in our particular crash, it was the car hits a tree, bursts into flames. And so Tesla has the car, right? So they actually take the car. By the time we get into the case, we go to the car that's been in their possession, and they're like, well, yeah, unfortunately that SD card, it burned up in the fire.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm like, well, the black box that was right next to it, it didn't burn up in the fire, right? And so I said, well, how do you, we know that they're not being truthful, but like, what do you do to actually demonstrate that? So the first thing is we couldn't get the actual card, but here's the other trick. It phones home immediately, right? And so all the data is instantly sent back to Tesla. And so there's two places it should be. It should be in the car, and it wasn't, according to them. And it should be sent back to Tesla. And so their response in the discovery is, oh, we don't have it. It wasn't sent back to us. And I'm like, well, are you kidding me? So how is it the world that you don't have this?
Let me ask you this. Did then they file a series of motions and limine so you couldn't even discuss the subject? And how did that go?
So there were 49 motions in limine filed by both sides. So many motions in limine. And that was one of their motions in limine. They got granted that we were not able to bring up that they were concealing this. And I feel like that was the wrong ruling in this particular instance
absolutely.
by the judge. But in the discovery, they didn't disclose anything. We got like so few documents. You understand how discovery works.
Yes.
They didn't even give verifications.
Wow.
That's how bad this company is in their.
Is it? I guess they're just like a burn the whole thing down kind of. That's how they're running these cases.
They are, and they're going to get burned in it.
Yeah.
Eventually, we got the case in after it had already been filed, so we were brought in to try the case, and so we come in and we filed, 8 motions to compel. And you know how it is in court.
Yes,
so
yes.
we actually have the motion date set after the trial date.
Right.
The hearing date.
I'm sure you covered this with Bob, but where was it venued? Where was all this going on?
Riverside Superior Court. We had a great court, great judge,
but
it takes 8 months to get something on calendar. And so, they had just, zero responses that were ethical in their discovery. And we just didn't have ability to do much about it because of the way the timing works. Now, had we had the case from the beginning, we would have set it up differently, but you get what you get.
Right. Tell me this and tell me no more. How many were you on your side? You and your associate trying it?
So Tesla had.
That's what I was going.
Yeah, they had 15. They had 3 law firms. They had 3 law firms from 7 different cities around the U.S. They had Detroit, Minneapolis, 2 in Texas. They were all over the place. For me, it was really me. I had 2 associates.
Oh my goodness! Tell me this. I understand from your very capable associate, Emperor Musk himself tweeted about this.
He did. Right? Yeah, he actually did. Yeah. Wow. He has a dossier. I think Elon Musk knows where I went to middle school. He knows who my girlfriend was when I was, 12 years old.
Well, Elon, the game is not over. We're coming for you.
It hasn't even begun. I haven't even broken a sweat yet.
Lovely. Okay, well, I think that's about it. Okay. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Pleasure.